Okay, your boy in the building.
Hold on one second. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Yeah.
We're not on yet, right?
We on, baby.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Boy, hold on. Let me change the background before people start getting upset. Man, if I could just share with y'all the last 10 minutes, how I'm in here sweating and stuff, man. Hold on. Let me make sure that my mic is coming through my mic. Welcome everybody, Grand Rising, all that good stuff. Today, usually it's a more of a different type of glisten. Right now, this is I'm sweating, bro. Got out the shower and then was moving around, but neither here nor there. We got a lot to discuss on today's show. The Traitor. We got a couple different videos from Nick Fuentes that we're gonna tap in with, and there's this one Nick Fuentes video that I'm gonna show you really just to get your reaction, cuz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm really not sure how you're gonna react to it. I showed Maya it yesterday, and I'm not gonna say how she reacted, but we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let me pull up the notes. So we got Piers Morgan exposing something that Patrick Bet-David said regarding like Muslims being in office. We got a bunch of stuff. What's going on with you?
Man, good, man. I went into the rabbit hole yesterday and really just started tapping in. The Candace Owen Myron Gaines interview was pretty solid. I don't know if you got an opportunity to see that either.
That article?
No, they had a one-on-one that dropped yesterday. It was
hold on. Say it again, because I had to put the headphones down for a second.
The Candace Owen Myron Gaines interview.
Ooh,
yeah.
Because you sent an article and I was like, oh, is that what he's talking about, or is it something else?
No, that one was actually on my Apple. It was just recommended. You know how you like swipe left, swipe right, and then you'll see like certain things on your Apple News, like in this area. That's what I saw there. So I read that. That was a pretty long article by, I believe, the Huffington Post, and then so I read that. But then I watched the Myron Gaines, Candace Owens that dropped yesterday. It's already at like, I want to say within like an hour, is at like 250,000 views.
Myron and Candace, that's an interesting one.
I
feel like that's apparent, and that's what's happening with all these politics. It's bringing people together that otherwise wouldn't be. Like, you're forcing people to now align with people that they previously wouldn't have aligned with. Like, there's a lot of people that were just rocking with Trump because they believed in Trump. And now that Trump is doing what Trump is doing, not putting America first, not doing the things that he said he was doing, now you're seeing a lot of the people, let's say the neoconservatives, the Ben Shapiros, the Mark Levins. Nick said it in an interesting way. He said they tried to Trojan horse the MAGA movement in a lot of ways, which is a lot of these neoconservatives, they use Trump to get their pro-Israel Zionist message in. But now they hide behind the fact that, oh, well, if you're not with Trump, then, Trump's with us. So if you're not with us, then you're not with Trump. You're not MAGA.
Right.
They tried to like use that as a defense mechanism in a lot of ways to where it shields them from any criticism that they may get, or now they can label it as anti-Semitic. So to what you're saying now with Candace Owens and Myron Gaines, those are two of the biggest voices when it comes to speaking out against Israel having such a large control in our government. Think about it. Myron was probably the first one to get demonetized, other than like Nick Fuentes, right?
Yeah, Andrew Tate, like,
specifically about Israel. Israel, I'm saying.
He said that's what he actually said that in an interview. He said that's what got him demonetized.
Yeah, I know. He was one of the first ones speaking out about this. And it's funny. One of the clips that we're gonna see with Nick is people just don't get it. They don't get that why people are following these new voices. Like, people are so indoctrinated and we're so accustomed to just going along with everything that Israel's doing, going along with trusting the government, trusting the establishment, that a lot of people don't get why these outside voices are growing so much. And it's because there's a silent majority of people that may not speak out and voice certain opinions, may not say certain things, but trust and believe they feel the same way that Nick Fuentes feels the same way that Candace Owens feels, that Myron feels, that Dave Smith feels. So we're just now seeing it just, now they have a voice that they can put some type of support behind. And that's what your article was talking about.
Yeah, for sure. And then and for the people that were just ignorant to as a whole, which I can safely say that I just didn't know all this. I didn't know who we were in bed with, why we were in bed with them, and what was kind of the vision behind it. And so for the people that aren't knowing this stuff, it's giving our first base now is to just rock with the cats that's not rocking with the cats. So
Yeah.
we're going down.
Yeah.
Like for me, the first person I'm tapping in with is the person that feels the need to go against the grain and tell me all the news, the updates transparently. I'm like running to them, and I'm like, well, regardless what y'all say, I know they standing on some type of business.
Yeah.
And now, so for the people who never felt who were never compelled to necessarily dig in or know, et cetera, when it comes to the politics now, are now going into the space where they're like, hold up, I'm listening to them, and I'm not even going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. I'm riding with them just because they standing against y'all, and just something funny about y'all. So they lost that the younger generation, also due to the ignorance of it as well too.
And what's happening in business is the same thing that's happening in politics, as far as what I'm seeing. And that is that, see, people always could disregard young people before social media. But now that social media is so popping, and that's where people go to more than the mainstream news outlets, what it did was it gave the younger folk an upper hand. Now, who are companies reaching out to? You got 50, 60-year-old CEOs. Who are they reaching out to put a bag of money in front of so you can talk about my company? You could talk about my business. And the same thing is happening from a political standpoint. Where young people were not interested in this. Young people didn't want to watch the news. Like, I couldn't stand when my dad had on the news at night. We'd be watching Martin or something like that, and my dad walk in and put on the news.
Yeah, wasn't nobody trying to hear that.
Nobody. But now it's becoming entertaining. Now it's becoming the cool thing. And a lot of these podcasters, like the Myrons, the Candaces, the Nick Fuenteses, those are the people that made it cool. You got Brett Cooper, a young girl who's now pushing a lot of conservatism. She's like 20-something, 24 years old, pushing this stuff. Young people were not engaged in this. They wanted to keep us distracted and looking at all these goofy rappers, goofy entertainers, and then it was serious time for the people with the suit and ties on when you turn on your news stations. But things have shifted. Things have shifted, and a lot of these older people, they don't know how to handle it. They think that they could just Mark Levin it and just talk from, well, they don't know what they're talking about. Or you get a Bill O'Reilly, Nick Fuentes can't last a minute debating me. It's like, bro, like everybody's laughing at you. Yeah. You're not seeing the big picture on a lot of these things. And that's why people are going to continue to grow while this whole conservative movement, that's probably who's at risk to lose or to get split the most. A lot of people were talking about the Democrats and a lot of people not liking them right now, their party. But when it comes to the Republicans, what they did was they realized that Donald Trump coming in, he completely fractured the conservative party. He completely fractured the Republicans. And they were forced to align themselves with Donald Trump. They couldn't stand Donald Trump. They hated Donald Trump because they knew that he was bigger than the party. They knew that people would become more fans of him than they were of just the establishment, because the establishment was boring. It was status quo. It's just rich people and said, hey, just vote for us because we'll continue to keep you rich. Donald Trump came with a new flair.
Yeah. That's what I will always respect about the way that he went in with it. Now, it may not be the way he went out with it, but it's definitely the way that he went into the space. He was in here. This you would have thought this was a publicity stunt. At some point in time, I don't care if you rock with him or not, you thought he was kidding. You thought it was a joke. There's no possible
is he serious about really running?
There's no way he's serious. Right. And then so when you started seeing the clips and they weren't going away after some time, when he is sitting there speaking to who do you work with, ma'am? MSNBC. Okay, you're awful. I don't know why they still keep you around. You're one of the worst I've ever seen. And then we thinking at this point, this is just trolling. This is what the internet has been for 10 years. This dude going into politics trolling. but he wasn't trolling. He was really standing on it. So it completely shifted an old school sport or an old man sport. He came in that joint. I'm already lit, so I don't even need y'all litness. I'm already up. I don't need y'all bread like that. I'm already knowing how to start a business from scratch and bring this thing back up. I'm already looking at America like a business. He pulled up, already qualified for the position, and all them cats y'all voted in before couldn't hold a candle to him. So I'm gonna always appreciate his way entering the office because he stood on his beliefs, and regardless if my beliefs don't align with you, if you going in there standing on it, I'm gonna always respect that. Because in this day and age, when we see the David's not that's his name, right? David Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy, yep.
Jordan Portnoy. When I see the people who have everything in their shed, they have the money, the awareness, the brand, and not stand. Oh, okay. I'm respecting the cat standing on it, regardless of what they say. I'm gonna respect the Myron's. I don't have to align with that. He's standing on it. I'm respecting stand on it. But at the end of the day, it's just wild to see, what has come from it and how he was able to do it.
And it's only going to get worse. See, what a lot of these people have relied on, in my opinion, is that they can bully people into thinking exactly how they think and see the world, and they'll make examples out of people. It almost goes back to like plantation law, where it's like, okay, you got this slave that's bucking the system. If he's getting out of line, what's the best way that I can show everybody else that you should not follow his behavior and getting out of line?
A public humiliation.
I'm going to publicly humiliate you. And the people that they're publicly humiliating, those people made it. Like those people, like this is the first time that we're seeing those people that the powers that be were supposed to humiliate. It's almost looking at it like you're watching a fight. You may not like David, but just the fact that David's going against Goliath, it's like, yo, I'm kind of rooting for him because it's
just because
he's got the powers, the people that we all complain about. We all complain about the powers that be. We don't even know who it is, but we just complain about it. So now you got somebody who, yeah, they may use some rhetoric that you don't like. Yeah, they may say certain things that offend you. Yeah, all these things may be true, but there's something in you that you can't help but just like, yo, I kind of respect that aspect against him. Matter of fact, I'm rooting for that person because
just off the strength.
And now that they can't use that humiliation ritual, now they're panicking. And this is the panic that we're seeing because that initial shock has always been strong enough to keep everybody else at bay. Yeah. Now, when they don't have that, when people are not like, okay, you're going to demonetize me. Okay, I'll go to a different platform.
We're going to start all,
Now that other platform is getting popping because now they created a space where all this censorship is not a thing.
The thing, Rumbles of the world, the websites,
So do you really not want Nick Fuentes on YouTube? Or do you just not want Nick you want the show because the show keeps people on your platform. The show, the more people that are looking at your YouTube, the more ads you can put in play. And YouTube, Google, the news outlets, all of this stuff is just an advertising game.
Yeah, it's a money game.
Yeah, so they're just looking at it now where they're like, well, maybe we should have more Nick. Maybe we should have these voices. And now YouTube's bringing a whole bunch of people back. They didn't bring Nick back, but
Candace got back on.
A lot of people.
A lot of cats.
Islam.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with Rizza Islam, but a lot of people that have traditionally spoken in a way that would offend some powerful people, they're coming back on.
So that really puts in perspective, like, and to play devil's advocate, we don't know the pressures that the YouTubes are under as well. And so when Mark Zuckerberg came out and kind of exposed Kamala Harris in her campaign with the government kind of putting a pressure and saying what they could and cannot put on there, kind of put us in a revealing situation. Like, hold up, we always heard of these higher powers out here applying pressure, but this is somebody who's going out and actually saying, yo, like I hear the documents that y'all were sending me and my company for X, Y, and Z. So I don't know what those conversation goes like. I don't know with considering the business, their employees, longevity. You know, at the end of the day, like we have our beliefs on the biz, but I think it is interesting to see, like, nah, they really they either they be folding. See, let's not get into it. Those companies be folding. They don't be standing on nothing. It's the new ones like the Rumbles or these new age companies that are coming out of the woodworks that's not really tapping in with all that, the telegrams and things of that nature. All of a sudden you see them kind of like bucking it like, nah, we ain't off that. Like, we on some blockchain shit. We on some cryptocurrency chain shit. Like, y'all not just about to be inflating the money, then then pulling the money out and messing with the interest rates and got my dollar not being able to work 10 years late. Like, now next thing you know, like, they always seem to always be scared of that younger generational shift when it comes to currency, politics, entertainment, things of that nature. But regardless, at the end of the day, like you said yesterday, it don't matter who you are or where you are, we're going to have to hold you accountable.
And that's the same thing with all these. I have no sympathy for a billionaire that's getting bullied, bro. I have no sympathy for Mark Zuckerberg. I have no sympathy for the people that run YouTube, all these different things. Because you can't, bro, it's an obligation. It's like a big kid in school and you seeing a little kid get bullied. And you know you bigger than the bully damn near. Nah, you got an obligation to step in and do something. Even I'm not saying you got to trash the bully, but you got to prevent that little kid from being bullied. So I don't have any respect when it comes to, I don't give Mark Zuckerberg credit. Let's say, I mean, I guess you can give him some credit for exposing it, but I don't really give him credit because I think that was just a personal play that he decided to make just because he saw where things were moving in the direction.
Oh, like it wasn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Zuckerberg, like, bro, you
see the wave was dying down. You was like, oh yeah, let me expose you there. Okay.
If you had a problem at JMU,
why you ain't say it?
Why you ain't say it? And for all those that listen, this is kind of like just an inside joke, but it's like, if you got a problem today right here, say it now. Don't wait until the odds are in your favor or when the people are on your side. And that's cool. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg came around, but we're never going to look at him like the Myrons. We're never going to look at him like the Nick Fuentes. He shouldn't get that type of recognition.
Yeah, because he ain't stand.
Yeah, you just going with here. You got people that don't have any type of money, power, influence, success like a Mark Zuckerberg from a financial standpoint, and they're willing to stand on certain things that he's not. So I don't give him any. Nah, these people, they're in trouble. This is why I say I don't think the biggest risk when it comes to, and this is going to move in a different direction, when it comes to us being engaged in a war in the Middle East, I don't see it as Iran. I don't see it as any of these other Muslim countries. I see what's going on in America, and I see the plays that Israel and the Zionists and the pro-Israel lobby, the propaganda that they're trying to push, the bullying tactics that they're trying to use. And the more that they try to bully people like a Nick Fuentes, the more they try to bully the rest of America into seeing things the exact way that they see it, in my opinion, Americans are going to get to the point where they're getting fed up, more and more fed up, and then they'll align themselves with more of the Myrons, align themselves with the Candace, align themselves with the Nick Fuenteses. And that's when it's going to create an issue where when Israel's no longer getting that American support, are they still our greatest ally? Are they still our best friends? Are they still our little brother?
Yeah, force their hand. Force their hand. Like, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do when if cats hit the retract button? How y'all gonna act? Does our biggest ally become all of a sudden overnight our biggest enemy? Like, force the hand. Make sure the relationship is sturdy. Make sure she wants you when you at the top, but also if you hit rock bottom.
Because isn't that what happened? I mean, everything you're saying is 100%, but isn't that, like, think about when you lend somebody a bunch of money. Like we've all heard stories where, like, you get these rappers or just successful people in general that have made some money, and they'll lend their friends 10 times, right? 10 times I'm lending you money. You ask for help and I give it to you. On that 11th time, you think you're entitled to it. But you're asking me and I'm saying, like, nah, I can't do it. You know, I can't do it this time, you know, period. It doesn't even have to be I don't even got to give a reason.
No explanation, right?
Like, I can't. Now they're looking at you like, oh, nah, he acting funny. He's this, he that. He switched up, right? Yeah, America's switching up. Like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, we want to test the foundation. Like we just want to see
that foundation. Are we really best? Are we really the big Satan to your little Satan, like Netanyahu says? We'll see. But we didn't even get into the chat. Shout out to all y'all. Continue to like. Let's boost the algorithm. Let's make sure we get as many people in the building as possible. Apologies. Initially, we were having some technical difficulties on my end. So let's get into it. Finn, shout out to Finn in the building. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Amazing quote. And it reminds me of one of my big bros, Justin McCrimmon, a.k.a. Swaggerani from Montclair, New Jersey. I wish that I could play his videos. Matter of fact, that may be how we start introducing the show. He has a quote that he says. He says, if you woke up today, that means you're alive. If you're alive, you're blessed. So this is, when I show you the video, it'll hit a little different. But shout out to Unc.
Big Unc.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? Hopefully you had a wonderful night. Give us a second. We'll be on with the show. Please remember to like. Yo, Unc is a legend, bro. Shout out to Unc. Always being in tune with what's going on. Good morning from San Diego, California. Shout out to Phyllis. Phyllis, we're gonna make sure that we get some insight from you, some feedback. We didn't catch up on a lot of your comments yesterday, so we'll make sure that we're looking out for them. Good morning, big brother. How you doing this morning, BK?
Oh, what up, big Unc?
All right, so we'll keep it going. Let me tap into a little bit. Dave Hallett, shout out to Dave. Hello, guys. Love from across the pond.
Let's go.
We gotta make it across the pond, man. Dave, what's up? Let's set something up so we can come across the pond, live stream from your living room, and start spreading the word. The book. Good morning, blessings all around, friends. Man, shout out to y'all. Morning, Phyllis, BK, Dak, and Dave, a fellow Brit. We even uniting the Brits. And we got something for y'all for the Brits because something that Piers Morgan said, I forget who he was talking to. Matter of fact, he was talking to Patrick Bet-David. And Patrick Bet-David was pretty much saying, like, I don't think he realized how racist he was coming across. He's like, yeah, would you ever want a Muslim political official in your country? Like, said something like that. And Piers Morgan's like, yeah, I don't think you should like just categorize all Muslims a certain type of way. So it's going to be an interesting combo that we'll have on that. Incognito, yeah, he's the black guy in the corner. We tapping in. We got two of them. Good morning, y'all. I hope everyone is doing well. Shout out to Big Bro Steve in the building. All right, let me make sure that, all right, I think we got a good amount. All right, I'm going to try to scroll to the bottom. If I missed you, then Mama Lay, happy Wednesday, everyone. You're on every day. Mama Lay, we on every day now, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Monday to Friday. 8 a.m. Monday to Friday. Make sure that you tap in. Appreciate it. It's good seeing you. Rob said Myron is a clown. Who even listens to that guy? One thing that we do on this show. It's one thing. It's okay to call somebody a clown, but tell us why you're calling him a clown. Because all the name calling, that's what we're talking about. That's the bullying tactics that used to be enough to silence somebody. But now we're in a space where you actually have to elaborate on why he's a clown. Everybody will make personal attacks. He's this, he's that, he's that. Okay, tell me why. Tell me what that Myron says makes you say that he's a clown. And we're going to wait for your text. So Rob the Banks, we're going to use you as an example. So don't act like you logged off. We see you still on. So we're going to use you as an example. Tell us what makes Myron a clown. Exactly from a policy standpoint, something that he said, something that you believe. What makes him a clown? And we're going to use this as an example. Because if you knew exactly what made him, matter of fact, we'll just wait for you to respond. We'll wait for you to respond. All right, let's I feel like I'm seeing some new names on here.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Romania's loves your show. Shout out to Romania.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Oh man, Balantalana. Hold on, let me make sure. Balantlana. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it correctly. Romania, isn't that where Tate is?
Oh yeah,
that's where he was living, right?
Yeah, the brothers.
Both of them. Yeah. All right. We still waiting for that. We still waiting for that. Queez, so Queez said Myron has good points, but he is self-hating. Myron does give off some self-hating energy at times. I gotta admit, it does give off, and that's okay. And that's exactly, you know what I mean. You're being specific as far as your criticism, so that's definitely cool.
Critical thinking just pulled up.
Critical. Hey, you ain't miss anything. We just missed you, bro. That's all. You didn't miss anything. We just missed you. So now we can start the convo. Vons, yo, you didn't know who you asking who is Myron? You don't. Vons one of them young boys that just watch MSNBC or something. Vons, how you don't know who Myron is? The Fresh and Fit? I don't know, Vons. I don't know. All right, so let's get into some of these videos. Shout out, where Professor at?
Pull it up on the screen
when you see it, cuz.
Oh, okay. It just popped. I'm watching on my phone too.
Oh, okay. That's why. That's why.
Yeah.
Full house morning, y'all. Shout out to Dr. King, Professor in the building. All right, so let's get into it. What's gonna be the first clip that we start with? Well, I guess let's start off with this Piers Morgan clip. Let's start off with this Piers Morgan clip. Let me make sure that it's shared. Boom, boom, boom. Are you seeing it on the screen?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, let me there we go. There we go. Let's get to
Muslim Prime Minister of UK.
Yeah.
You'd be okay. That wouldn't do anything.
Absolutely. You know, do I think we have a particular problem in the UK with radicalized Muslims? I'm not convinced by that. You're just, picking on people because of their Muslim faith.
If you were okay with somebody who was a Muslim to become a prime minister, then they come in and they say, Sharia law, what are you going to do about it?
You can't tar the entire Muslim population with the brush of potential extremism in the same way that you get Christian extremists in America who've committed appalling atrocities.
You're comparing the two?
It's the same, isn't it?
It is.
I don't like the tinge of you're all potential extremists until you prove otherwise.
No, because
I think it's unfair. Are we really suggesting that 1.4 billion Muslims are all potential extremists? Because I don't get that sense of the Muslims I know in London. I walk down my high street in London. There are Muslims running all sorts of different businesses.
Okay.
And honestly, they're not extreme. Well, look, I go to a lot of Muslim countries, felt completely safe. There was no hooliganism whatsoever.
And by the way, the argument some people in America are like, look, we don't want anybody else to come in here. This is plenty, right?
I don't think we should lose in the mix of all this a compassion towards genuine asylum seekers, particularly from countries ravaged by wars which we may have been complicit in starting, in my opinion, on a false pretext.
Yeah, I think that is a...
I would add the caveat of the Iraq caveat, which is if you go and bomb a country and you destroy people's lives, I do think a country like the United States, most prosperous country in the world, does have a duty of care to bring some of those people into its country, as it has done. You fled your family from
Iran. I lived there for 11 years.
From a war-torn place.
We did. There are people that I've had on the podcast that wouldn't even want me to be here right now. They're like, you know, you got lucky getting in here, which is their argument. They have the right to have that argument.
How wrong is that argument?
I will tell you, like, would you be...
Yeah, all right. So y'all heard it. And obviously it's clipped up, so we do have to... I'm going to give a little bit of grace with the things that I'm going to respond to. But Patrick Bet-David, man, this is disappointing to hear. Just the fact that he's willing to categorize all Muslims, and even when they say this whole Sharia law, they act as if it's, and this is what I just asked ChatGPT, is they act as if it's inherently radical. ChatGPT, which I've heard a lot of people telling me that I shouldn't be so quick to use because of its just being 100% transparent. People have said don't use it because it's ran by Jews, it's pro-Israel, so sometimes you'll type in certain things and get a pro-Israel response. Let me tell you what ChatGPT said about Sharia law, because the way that they're even presenting Patrick Bet-David, well, now your country's going to be under Sharia law, and Piers responds and says, well, you're acting as if just you shouldn't assume that it's going to be a radical thing. This is what it says about Sharia law. Sharia law is simply the set of moral, religious, and legal principles in Islam that guide how Muslims live their lives. It comes from the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. It covers personal conduct, prayer, charity, family matters, business ethics, etc. It's not one single system. Different countries interpret and apply it differently. Some only use it for personal matters, marriage, inheritance, etc., while others enforce strict legal versions. Most Muslims view it as a moral guidance, not a harsh legal code. So it says that Sharia itself is not inherently radical. It's a broad moral and religious framework similar to how Jewish halakha or Christian Canaan law guide those faiths. So a lot of people, I just don't like how it was presented. What do you hear when you hear Patrick Bet-David's argument?
When I hear, and I might be biased to when I hear him talk in general, he seems to just always like play this both sides of the fence approach when he's interviewing people. I'm a big preface on stand on it. It's just like he's always teetering the conversation to oh well, I just want you to like I just never know where he at with it. So even just in the clips that we've seen, I just don't like the way he interviews. Period. He just sounds unconfident. He doesn't sound like he has truly an opinion. He's not willing to say yes or no, or I dislike or I like. It's just like this pandering interviewer that is just so happy that you're here and doesn't want the backlash or the hate that may come because Piers is on his show, et cetera, et cetera. So just his tonality for me is just a turnoff. And he just comes off as one of these cornballs that got a little bit of bread, got a platform, pulled out a mic, and he think it changes his DNA, his identity. So that's for that basis of it.
And I highlighted. I agree with you, and I'm going to respond to what you're saying as well as responding to what Anthony wrote. He says, "Does he really feel that way, or is he just having a conversation?" So, and maybe this is where I don't know. You tell me if bias is the right word, but just my understanding of Patrick Bet-David. See, we played his video, I believe. I know I saw it when he came on after Mamdani won. And he was saying, like, well, Muslim mayor of New York City, this would never be okay.
So he's stand on business.
No, not even saying that. He plays both sides.
Okay, he does.
Okay. Ant is listening to this, and Ant's like, hold on, does he really feel that way, or is he just having a conversation? That tends to be Patrick Bet-David's tone. He tries to pander to both, or to not say anything to where you can lock him in on this position or lock him in on that position, and it just comes across as disingenuous to me. So when he's saying, let's listen to it again, and maybe I was in the background trying to find that video of when Mamdani won, of him, the things that he was saying about Muslims and stuff like that. It's like, do you not expect a Muslim to ever be in a position where they could be the mayor of New York City? Mm-hmm. Like, why is that a problem? Mm-hmm. So it's okay for Jewish people to have the overwhelming influence that they have in America, but it's not okay for a Muslim,
right?
Like any Muslim.
That's wild to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a crazy mindset that you can get away with saying to an American audience and a European audience probably because we've all been indoctrinated to see things exactly that way.
Be okay with a Muslim prime minister of UK?
Yeah.
You'd be okay. That wouldn't do anything.
Absolutely. Do I think we have a particular problem in the UK with radicalized Muslims? I'm not convinced by that. You're just picking on people because of their Muslim faith.
If you were okay with somebody who was a Muslim to become a prime minister, then they come in and they say, hey, Sharia law, what are you going to do about it?
I still have the same opinion on it, but I get with the clips. It can make it a little hard because it is edited. And perhaps this is my own bias being interjected in this. But nah, I'm calling BS on it. Like Patrick Bet-David, this isn't, he's trying to play to both sides perhaps, and it's hard to tell the judge with the clips. So that's why I did say I was going to try to give a little bit of grace. But I think why are you even asking this question?
Mm-hmm. He wants you to jump.
Why is this even a thing? You would never say, are you okay with a Jewish person being in a leadership position? Mm-hmm. You would never say, are you okay with a Christian person being in this leadership position? Mm-hmm. Like this, and this goes back to maybe the whole conversation of the American dream. And I'm going to pivot a little bit away from what Patrick Bet-David's saying, but I think that there's a lot of resentment amongst Americans. And I think that what's happening is it's almost like how black people like sometimes have resentment for America, where we feel like we're owed something. We may feel like we never got our 40 acres and a mule. I think that a lot of Americans are feeling this way, and perhaps rightfully so.
And when you say Americans, what do you mean by that?
Americans, like American citizens.
Like Americans, okay,
Americans.
Gotcha. Doesn't matter color, race, religion.
Doesn't matter color or race.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about Americans. It does matter to a certain degree, but you'll get some clarity. Like, give me a sec. Yeah. A matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think of when you think of them when the American dream is said? Like when people mention the American dream, what comes to mind for you?
Sounds like for me, tradition, like family. So you got your wife, you have your kids, you got your house, you got, you got a little bit of land, you got your groceries in the fridge, and you just grilling in the backyard a couple steaks. The kids are running around with the neighborhood kids. To me, that's what kind of I've got printed in my head as the dream.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. What do you think people who come from outside the country think of as the American dream? Or what are some stories that you've heard? Let me just say what it is. What my thoughts on it are. Patrick Bet-David to me is the American dream.
Yeah. I can see when you change my angle of what I'm saying, like that. I was using me as first, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it is different though when I think somebody else.
The American dream for Americans seems to be very low bar. Think about what you just described. Just some groceries, a barbecue. Us just cooking out. That seems pretty standard. Not like an actual like that shouldn't be a dream. That should actually just be the norm. The American dream, when I hear it, most of the time I think about a foreigner that came to America. They had $5 in their pocket. They drove a cab, and then they turned into a millionaire like Patrick Bet-David, and now he's part owner of the Yankees. When I think about the company, a couple of my clients, the American dream, literally, he actually drove a cab. One of the owners owns a lab and various surgery centers, hospital. Came up, he told me the story. I remember one time he sat me down, he told me the story, and he pointed, I was like, why you got this cab on your desk? And he's like, yeah, when I first came over here, I came with nothing, and I just, it's always that same story, right? It's always that same story. And I realized that the American dream was never really for Americans. The American dream was a selling point. It was a marketing tactic for other people to come here. Because what's the American dream? You're clearly not selling it to Americans, because if you're selling that American dream to Americans, then you can understand how a lot of Americans would be pissed off at how the country looks, how we're giving all these opportunities, taking our tax dollars away, bringing people into the country where we got to pay for their education, their food, their shelter. Meanwhile, we're living in ways where we can't afford. We're living check to check, all these different things. I started to realize the American dream was never for America.
That was a strategy.
It was never for Americans. It's like we have a membership. Let's say we have a club. We're more concerned with bringing people, new members in,
than the members that are currently
are here. So a lot of people have developed a lot of resentment, in my opinion, for a lot of people that want to migrate in. So it's like it's creating this based on the leadership has been so bad because you haven't taken care of your people. If you're only concerned about the new members, the current members who built this, the current members are going to be a little bit pissed off, and we can understand that. What I'm seeing as this American dream, and I just kind of, this concept just came to me. I'm like, yo, this was never like, if you ask an American what's their dream, if you ask an American, what they would like, it's very bare minimum.
Yeah, they're not asking for much.
People coming from outside the country, willing to give up everything, they come here and they're like, yo, their vision is so much bigger than ours. On us, our laziness, our entitlement, perhaps. But I think a lot of it is also just based on America not being better leaders in caring about investing in actually Americans. More concerning. This is what we see with the H-1B visas, where Donald Trump sits down and says, he's the America First guy. He's the one that wanted to incentivize all these companies to hire American workers. Companies, you got to build your factories here, or we're going to charge tariffs. And you got to hire Americans. right? They got pissed off at John Deere for doing that when they moved a lot of their production to Mexico. But now Donald Trump is sitting here saying like, oh no, well, we don't have enough talent. We don't have enough, so
switched up. Yeah.
You see this shit and all of this stuff. I'm like, yo, there's no, and Dr. King wrote, thank you for highlighting that. American dream equals opportunity. Who does it seem like the opportunity is being presented to? Now, I'm always going to look at it like it's on us. We got to take advantage of certain opportunities. But in my opinion, as a leader, let's say that I'm leading an organization. Part of my role is to inspire that organization, right? I'm supposed to inspire those young people. I'm spending all my time, effort, and energy inspiring people that are outside the club to come here and take advantage. And when they come here, they got certain programs that the people that were here as members, perhaps they never had, or perhaps they're not aware of. So a lot of it's on us, but I also do think that America has been too concerned with bringing new people in rather than developing here. We got rid of all our factories. Now we're buying everything. We've become buyers instead of sellers. And when you have a country that's buyers than sellers, you don't have the factories. You don't have the jobs. So now we have this crisis where everybody's getting college degrees. And what do they even mean?
They're not. They don't have no substance now.
Yeah, where are you going to go work? Everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everybody, I'm going to go into finance. I'm going to go into this. No, that's why engineers are needed now more than ever. I saw a stat where they were saying like engineers.
Plumbers.
And plumbers, they're making more money than the doctors when they start their own businesses. So I don't know. I'm rambling.
No. You spot on. You're going down the right path with it because it. If you don't take a second to look at what that dream is and realize that it is different for different people, and we've been so desensitized to knowing what our definition of that American dream is, but then at the same time, we've seen other people use those same deck of cards and do a completely different approach with it. We don't even question how, when, where, why, et cetera, like, if you don't open your eyes to that and just like stay still for a second, the analogy of, well, we're more concerned about the people coming to the club than we are about the people buying bottles in the club. That's absolutely right. If you don't really open your eyes to that, you like, dang, like, why on earth is cats not running it up? Why cuz on 10 locations, all the commercial real estate, all you like, hold up, cat's just trying to get a beer and a ribeye on the grill. Hold on, the marketing is crazy. But you're right. But at the beginning, when America was founded, like the benefit to that, I could see why that was the proposal. But like you said, like as the times have changed and shifted, the people in the inside of the Americas are gonna be a little bit more resentful because they wondering, man, I can't even get a dozen eggs. My taxes are sky high. I'm just a working civilian that did the process that y'all told me to. Go to the school, get my job, pay my taxes, and I'm getting killed out here. They're killing us out here like it's Villanova.
They killing us out here, coach.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I completely understand.
All right. So I want to highlight something that Finn wrote. And Finn, you're over there, right? Finn said that he was across the pond, right? So Finn said, but to be fair, Piers is downplaying the problem a little. Although it's not a religious problem, it's a cultural one we are facing here in the UK. I agree. I don't know much about what's going on in the UK. So I'm not going to act like I'm an expert and can give a better perspective than you, Finn, or anybody else. But one thing that I will say is that you couldn't even question whether or not it's okay to have a Jewish leader of any country without being called anti-Semitic. And the way that people are willing to categorize all Muslims as being one thing, but you do not have that same energy when it comes to Jewish people or Christians, that's the problem that I have. When we have these conversations like yesterday about religion, everybody will say, and I see these all the time. I just saw one with Killer Mike where somebody was saying, well, those aren't real Christians. Those aren't, no, that's the church. That is Christianity. You can say just because somebody's not living by certain principles and that, well, those aren't true Christians. I don't ever hear that same grace extended to Muslims. When it comes to these Muslims, there's some radical Muslims that did something. And then I don't ever hear people saying, well, that's just, the radical Muslims. That's not the overall Muslim. You know what I mean? I don't ever hear that same energy, because when it comes to Christianity, when it comes to Judaism, they've killed just as many people or more. All three are guilty. All three have contributed to more deaths than possibly anything else in the world. But when it comes to Muslims, nobody has an issue when you categorize all Muslims one way. Nobody has an issue when you identify Muslims as being radical. What genocide are Muslims committing right now? Anybody want to tell me? I know that Israel's committing a genocide. I know that we're living in America the way that we're living because Europeans committed a genocide and created America. But we don't ever categorize Christianity as radical. Have you read your Bible? Do you not think that that's just as radical when you tell a group of people to destroy that entire nation, the wife, the kids, the family dog, the cattle? That's not radical. Judaism, have you looked at the Old Testament and some of their laws and what it allows? That's not radical. But we all try to throw that radical tag on Islam as if it's just across the board and just accepted, and I think that is wrong.
Yeah, it's not. We're not given that equal opportunity and that grace that is given to so many. That blind faith, or that blind turn, that turn the head, or just being understanding that clearly in any group of people there will be groups of people, and allowing that to not necessarily what I would call stain your perspective on that group of people. So it's just like, when you say like an athlete will do something, it's not fair to categorize all athletes, knowing that, and vice versa. So yeah, I'm with you. I see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I like you said, I like when the energy is extended. Don't just pick on the person that it's easy to pick on. Have that same energy to the people that are actually making the decisions that are causing the country and the world to be in the place that it's in right now. Shout out to Joe Hernandez. Shout out to Joe, man. Definitely appreciate that. Joe wrote Romans 9. Paul says that not all Jews are part of the Israel of God, which is basically God's people. All right. Not all Jews are part of the Israel of God, which is basically God's people. I'm trying to process that.
Get that. Yeah. No, I agree completely. You spot on when it comes to what it is that you're saying, and that grace has to be extended. We have to allow, we can't make the understanding that because you dated one bad girl or one bad guy that all men are bad. Like that's not the play. The play gotta be, okay, well, what did I do, or what am I doing to accept this from this person, and what are the red flags that I could probably be up on my P's and Q's moving forward. But it won't be. Now, people may do this out of fear, which sounds like that's what's the driving force behind this. Like, because I can't identify why or who those people are, then it's just safe to say that everybody who has, a certain type of clothing or is from a certain part of the country, let me make this assumption that they all are this out of fear. But that alienates, and that creates a very toxic, unproductive environment as well. So we have to do our due diligence. Even though your emotions may be in that place, you have to take control of them and allow yourself to assess individuals as you create. Don't be so quick to make what you feel like is an overcast judgment. Take your time with that. Take the grace and take the time. Let that be a long process that you come up with over time. Because you never know. All it takes is one person for you to change. All it takes is one person that you meet that believes in a different faith than you to realize how close in proximity you guys are. It being just a good person, humankind, etc.
Yeah, and I'm looking at a lot of these comments. I see SG Go Buck, Yemen Muslim genocide against the Kurds still going on, bro. This is my point. Muslims can be categorized as a radical group, right? Muslims can be categorized as radical, just Muslim. You said that you're saying that there's a genocide going on against the Kurds. Okay, I'll look into that. For every genocide that Muslims are committing, have Jews not committed a genocide? Have Jews not stolen property, kicked people off, ethnic cleansing, still continuing to do a genocide, have had Palestinians living in an oppressed state for how long? Have American Christians, have European Christians not committed these same things? So if everybody's out here committing genocides, why are Muslims the only ones with a radical tag on their name? That's the point that I'm making. So when you have Patrick Bet-David say certain things about Muslims, Muslim this, perhaps it's because his upbringing and what he had to get away from, coming from, where did he say he grew up in Iran or
okay, he's Iranian. Okay,
I forget, not Iran.
I'll look it up.
Iran. I forget exactly where it was. He always talks about it. But why are the Muslims the only people with that radical tag? And it's because people are cowards. People are scared to call out. It's easy to pick on the brown people in the Middle East. It's easy to do that. But do you not think that America is just as radical? Do you know how many bombs? Like we're sitting here talking about going to war with Venezuela, with Argentina, us feeling like we can go in there and do a regime change. All the things that we sponsor with Israel doing, the Iraq war, do we not look at that as genocidal, demonic, devilish, however you want to describe it, when you got 500,000 kids dying? See, we won't ever call that a Holocaust. We'll call it what the Jews went through a Holocaust, but we won't ever call all these other things Holocaust. We won't point the finger internally at America and look at what we've done. It's easy to point the finger at Muslims and say, look at these radical jihadists.
You in your bag right now. Keep going,
Come on,
bro.
People being cowards, bro. That's what it comes down to. People are cowards, bro. People will call out brown people, but will never call out white people. Will never call out Jewish people. People will actually call out white people, but will never call out the Jewish portion of white people. Never.
Armenian.
He's Armenian. Yeah, he's Armenian. Man, let's look at some of these other videos. Hold on. Let's look at some of these other videos. We got and matter of fact, let's stay on this topic. This is the point that let's continue to listen to this Mark Levin. Listen to Mark Levin.
Deeply about the state of America and the West generally. But before,
let me run it back.
I want to talk again deeply about the state of America and the West generally. But before we do, one of the things that is troubling me a lot, and for which I am blessed to have this platform and be on this network, is the rewriting of our history, world history, in a way that is very dangerous and dark. Rewriting of World War II and what took place in World War II. We have a lot of propaganda going on because you now have a lot of these independent platforms. You have podcasters, you have the internet and social media, you have this movement on the left I've been talking about almost forever, the Marxist-Islamist fusion that's taking place. You have what I'll call this neo-fascist movement on the extreme right. And we constitutional conservatives, we patriotic Americans, we need to confront this with our ideas and our voices and explain what's true and what's false. We really shouldn't have to debate the Holocaust. We really shouldn't have to debate whether there was a Holocaust. And we shouldn't really have to debate that October 7 in Israel was another Holocaust committed again by Jew haters, America haters, Western haters. And yet here we are.
October 7th was not a Holocaust, bro. And for somebody to call October 7th a Holocaust and then to promote what Israel is doing against Palestine, this is the problem that I'm pointing out. This is the entitlement that comes with a certain group of people when they're allowed to get away with killing a group of people because we've all accepted that it's okay to call this entire group to identify them by their most radical people in their party. Do we want to be identified by our most radical people? Do Jewish people want to be identified by their most radical people? Do Christians want to be identified by their most radical people? Why is it okay for us to do that when it comes to Muslims? And people may think that I'm just sticking up for Muslims. I don't care. I'm just calling out the BS that I see with a lot of these countries, because once you accept one group having certain privileges and one group being treated specially, you'll constantly do that, and it'll just shift from one power party to another. That's what he's calling October 7th a Holocaust, bro. Like, I don't know. You got anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, I see the discrepancy here. I think it's loud and clear. And I think what I've seen also as well, it almost makes you so concerned about the situation that you just have a caring opinion or a caring heart or an emotion like, damn, like you don't really want nothing bad to be happening to cats, but you're not even realizing that your emotions are being used and pushed almost as a strategy. It's like we should be concerned about all deaths the same way that we're concerned about this death, that. Like, I don't want to see nobody who don't look like me get killed, nor do I think it's okay to see somebody that does look like me to get killed, nor do I think it's cool to see a woman get, like, we have to stay consistent on all fronts, so we don't allow certain groups within groups to start utilizing and strategizing and creating, division within what's supposed to be considered a group. But this is what we're seeing. We're seeing the American people be divided based on what they care about. Like, we're being told it's it's Americans, but then it's like, well, which kind of American are you? Where do you stand? What's your opinion on these outside things going on? That will determine how I deal with you as an American. Are you Black American, white American, Democrat American, Republican American, non-political American, gay American, straight American? It's just like there's so much division within our group that we're not realizing that, one, if you strategize it correctly, you can create what seems like a more superior group within the groups. And we can't allow that. It's got to be even kill. All ships must rise at the same the saying, all ships must rise when the tide is up. So we can't be doing this inconsistent approach to things, because this is how power structures are built. This is how manipulation is built. This is how fairness is not done. America, from what has been shown, has fought tooth and nail to get equality. People within the Americans have done so much to get equality. Let's keep that same energy. Let's not switch up now. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if what I'm getting ready to say, how much I believe it, but this is just the feelings that I'm having when I hear Mark Levin, when I hear what you say. America has almost turned into that. Like a pimp's main chick. America's getting pimped out. America's like that, how a pimp has the girl that's like his right hand, like his number one. I forget what it's called. There's like a term that they use for it. But America has been pimped out. Our leaders have allowed us to be pimped out by other powerful and wealthy people, where their priorities are not America, but their countries or something else, their businesses. And that goes back to what I was talking about with the American dream. America has been pimped out to the point where you have a Mark Levin who he can sit up here and say, I'm a patriot. It's patriotic to think of Israel before you think of America. This is what patriots do. And this is why Trump, in my opinion, is going to go down as a massive failure. He's going to go down as a massive failure for a lot of reasons, but this reason, I think in particular, he said that he was going to be the president that was going to put his foot down. And instead, he's been bullied to the point where it's completely divided the Republican Party. Him being bullied by Israel, him being bullied by Netanyahu, and the influence that Israel has on our government, the influence that AIPAC has on our government. It's being exposed in a way during Trump's presidency that it has never been exposed. We are seeing that America has been pimped out for a very long time by pro-Israel Zionist agendas. We're just seeing it in front of our face to the point where it's created this entitlement amongst a Mark Levin to where he feels that he can say any and everything, and that people who do not agree with the pro-Israel, us funding their efforts, us supporting them, where they have a problem with it. You sent me that article that discusses all these heritage people that are pro-Israel. Now they're quitting because Kevin Roberts, the head of the Heritage Foundation, he initially made those statements supporting Tucker Carlson. Then he reneged pretty much and said, well, actually, it's hard being Jewish. You know, there's so much anti-Semitism in the world. He was just caping for the pro-Israel crowd. And this is on Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's fault, bro. Like, all of this, the way that we look at stuff, the way that Mark Levin can come out and call October 7th a Holocaust. Why don't you do some deep digging into the Holocaust? It was a Holocaust. Well, it seems like Bibi Netanyahu and the Israelis, they knew about it. They were given the heads up that something like this was going to happen. Why was there a stand down order? Why was this Hannibal directive put in play? Was this Hannibal directive put in play to where the IDF actually, they see Israelis and they kill Israelis so that they can't be used as hostages? These are the questions that you're not addressing, Mark Levin. So you're calling it a Holocaust to rile people up, but what he doesn't understand is that that word, it's lost a lot of meaning. It doesn't hold the same weight, and it doesn't hold the same weight because of people like Mark Levin. Now people are questioning. People like Mark Levin are the number one reason why now people are denying or questioning what actually happened in the Holocaust. We're seeing what's happening right now. We're seeing people change the narrative using propaganda, trying to get us to see what we're seeing right in front of our face. They're denying it. Matter of fact, they're saying that those people are doing the same thing that we're seeing them do. So now it's creating this perspective where we're looking at it like, hold up. If they lied about this right in front of our face when we have access to see exactly what's going on.
What y'all was on before.
That's what it comes down to. That's what. So don't blame all that anti-Semitism on other people who are asking questions. Blame it on you. Blame it on your lack of the ability to even acknowledge the questions, because you know that it's, how can you answer some of this stuff? It's going to highlight the contradictions and the hypocrisy in all of their arguments. So, yeah, Maya knew. So this is what a pimp's, that's his bottom chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, America is Israel's bottom chick. Right? Like, the pimp wants to stay, you know, low key. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to get involved if I don't have to. You know, I'll only step in when I need to, but I'm going to use you to make me a whole bunch of money. I'm going to use you to frontline whatever issues I got. You know what I mean? It's the only difference, I guess, is the pimp steps in for protection and is the muscle. In our case, ours is even worse because we actually the muscle too. Like, come on, man. All right. All right, let's move on. What other next video? Do we want to stay on this? All right, so let's stay on this topic. Let's stay on this topic. So let's listen to this conversation. It's a little bit of a longer video. I think she does discuss it in the beginning. But I really don't want to. Let's look at this other video. Let's move on. Let's move on to Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's move on to that. Here we go. Let me put like this.
Likes to call her Marjorie Traitor Greene is flipping the script, and she essentially called Donald Trump a traitor. So as Trump likes to call her, Marjorie Traitor Greene is flipping the script, and she essentially called Donald Trump a traitor. And you know what? She might not really be wrong on this one. This is what she had to say.
I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people whom we serve as representatives here in Congress demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
Let me tell you about Ground News.
Hold up, before you tell us about Ground News, Kim, what you think, cuz?
I like it.
No. You know, is Donald Trump a traitor?
In that answer,
it's hard to. So I said it, I said it yesterday on the show when I was doing my review of Nick, and a part of me was like that was a harsh thing to say. Like when you call, like that's a terrible term.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I had to think about it, but let me put it this way: is what she described? Do you agree that represents a traitor when you're the president of the United States and you're prioritizing the interest of a foreign country over the interest of your country and your country's citizens?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you think Donald Trump's doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, by definition, I would say he's doing that. Where do you go? Where do you go? Like where do you go? It's the switch up, it looks like.
Yeah. It's
that's causing so much conflict and turmoil internally with us.
Yeah. I when I initially said it, so yesterday I said it and I kind of backtracked and I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not saying he's a traitor, but then I was like, oh, that was a coward move. You know how you say something on it and it's like, nah, well, based on, I said the same thing you said. Well, based on the definition. I mean, like, I feel like that's something that'll get you flagged more than anything else. Like, you can say a whole bunch of stuff, but if you come on here saying that, you know, Trump's a traitor, I feel like somebody's going to be at the front door or something.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's but this is the problem. This doesn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this way. We could at a certain point, we've kicked the can down the road so much when it comes to the Israeli influence on our government that it's created this problem. Nobody is willing to put their foot down. The people that are willing to put their foot down, they always get primaried, voted out. Miriam Adelson's going to put $20 million up against Thomas Massie to make sure that he's no longer in his representative position. The fact that you think that that's the right thing to do and that you don't even try to hide that, you put that out there, that's what's actually rallying Americans around the people that y'all do not want them to like. Y'all don't want people to like Thomas Massie. Y'all don't want people to like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Their popularity is only going up and you're helping to market it. This is the same. It's like they don't even learn. This is what y'all did with Nick Fuentes. This is what y'all are doing. All these people, they're clearly just above in the clouds so much that they do not know what's going on in the room. When we think of the silent majority, it's easy for us to maybe understand what the silent majority is feeling because, you know, we're on that level with everybody. You know, we can talk to people who may not be willing to come out on a podcast like we're willing to say it. They may not do that. They may not even be willing to comment in the chat. But trust and believe, people are feeling this way. People are feeling this way. And they just don't seem to have a good gauge on what this silent majority is feeling.
Do you think that cats, like, it sounds like Marjorie, Do you think Katz was always wanting the do you think that Katz always wanted the Epstein files released, or is it because they feeling like Katz is switching up or they moving different? Now they want to apply a little pressure, like she said, all hands on deck for them files. Like, are they kind of like, I won't say blackmailing, but are they utilizing this opportunity if they're not getting what they want to double down on them files to kind of like throw dirt on his name into the situation, or how do you feel about that?
Is who you saying? Like, are the Marjorie Taylor Greens? Are they using it?
Yeah, it almost sounds like basically, oh, well, once I see what you want, it's up now. I want the files. But like, did you want the files before it was up, or is it up now because you want the files now because of what happened with you?
Oh no, this has been a thing.
Oh, okay. So
their beef is based on this.
On this files. Okay.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene was like a lot of people who fought viciously for Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was they've been saying that they're going to put these files out for a very long time. Like they've been saying Donald Trump Jr. was out there. Like there's like funny interviews with Donald Trump Jr. saying like, wait till we expose these Epstein files. Like wait till Kash Patel. You're the director of the FBI. You were the one saying this stuff. Dan Bongino, y'all were the ones that were saying this stuff. Y'all got us excited about it.
Yeah, y'all have us
y'all
turned.
amped us up about it. Yeah. Saying that, oh, we need a transparent government. We're going to finally release the JFK files. We're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to release the MLK files. All these different things that they were saying. Then when they got in office, Trump's saying, oh, it's a hoax. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's like, she's in the same position that we're in. Like, do I just go along with everything that Donald Trump is doing because I like Donald Trump and I'm a fan of Donald Trump? Or do I actually stand on principles and let my principles guide me because my principles are telling me that Trump is on BS? My principles are telling me that Trump is lying. My principles are telling me that Trump is going back on all the things that he said he was going to initially do when he was trying to campaign and get our vote. And I jumped out the window in supporting Donald Trump. And now y'all got me looking like a fool because I convinced my community, my people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's been on this. This is what separated them.
This is it. Okay. Yo, Dak, all right. Like, yo, ways on them files that got niggas. They got the America going crazy. Yo, what is on there? Like, give me the worst that's on there for cats to just be losing control of the country.
Yeah, I don't. So they're getting ready to apparently release the
That's
files.
what they keep saying, though.
However, can you even trust that all the files are going to be released? And to be honest, and to be real, if there were some files that were that damaging to the people that are in that type of powerful position,
there's no way they would let that drop.
They're not gonna release all those. Once they drop, they're not gonna release the most damaging things.
No, impossible.
I mean, all the stuff that they have to have. Think about it. This man's house was, it was mic'd up and had video everywhere. Do you really think that they're going to release everything that they could? The amount of blackmail that they probably have on people, like it just, and think about it, when you get blackmailed into one situation, just like going to all these TV shows, whether it's House of Cards or Scandal, once you are getting blackmailed and you compromise your principles and values for one thing, that person owns you for a very long time. Now you go to somebody else and you may blackmail them to get them to change because I may come to you, BK, and be like, yo, BK, I need you to change this person's opinion on this.
Get on it.
Like, I can't change that person's opinion. They standing on what they stand on. And then I remind you, hey, BK,
flex on me real quick.
Asking, like just to give you a reminder.
Yeah, gentle nudge.
When you pulled up at the crib, like to the island.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, nothing about that, but I just wanted to remind you that I'm not asking. This is what needs to happen. Now you go to that person. Now, how do you make that person change their decision? You know what I'm saying? And so Joel said somebody might leak it. Somebody may leak it, but if these people are as powerful as it seems that they are, even if it's leaked, or I just feel like they had to destroy these things a while ago. And anything that's, and I don't know if that's even possible to destroy them. I'm sure it is, but I'm sure like anybody else, if I'm the person that's destroying the files, what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and have my little zip drive. Where's my zip drive? I'm going to make sure I got my little zip drive. And I'm going, before we delete these files, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put this in a little stash somewhere. I'm sure there's stuff out there.
This that Diddy. They hitting the Diddy. This that Diddy.
Yeah, instead of getting on my man Diddy, maybe I need to have this same energy towards exposing the man.
Y'all was ravishing his crib, pressing all type of niggas. Cass was extorting him. This is Diddy treatment, bro.
Well, it's not Diddy treatment.
Oh, it's actually
y'all treating it like expose it, right? Y'all got Diddy getting exposed in front of his family and all this stuff. Hey, I guess what did Cat Williams say last year when he was doing the Shannon Sharp? All truth shall come to light. I forget what he was saying. Things are getting exposed.
Oh yeah. So so do you think that you think anybody up in the high rankings who has access to this stuff willing to just stand on business, drop a bomb, and just get ghost? Or we can't even trust what we gonna see when it drop. What can we trust that? I don't even know.
My fault. Go ahead. My fault.
No, I was gonna say, what can we trust? Like, even if it get dropped, it's like, man, you saw what they did to my man Kirk. They ain't even dropping the right footage. The footage ain't lining up. The wrong bullets. Cats getting on ear saying all. I know y'all ain't asking for these files as if they was going to drop the real study guide for the final exam. There's no way y'all think that. I don't know why they fighting in the political offices for it. They know dang well ain't nobody going to drop the real exam. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's not even smart. Just play devil's advocate. Get on the wrong side of the line. You're not going to do that. You got too much to lose trying to be honest.
Yeah.
They've lied to us in so many situations. Why the hell would we think that they would keep it a bean now? That's not happening. Something like Candace Owens says in the interview yesterday. When people get into DC, something changes. And there ain't nothing that nobody has been able to change about what happens when you get in DC. So that being said, they've been running this Epstein file, extorting, blackmail type of time. For any person that's gone to DC, they've had to play that puppetry.
Well, think about it. If you're bringing somebody on, I think a lot of us, we've never been in like powerful positions, so we don't really understand to what extent people will go to protect their empire, to protect that power that they have. So I think it's hard for us to put ourselves in these people's shoes and to make sense of them doing such wild stuff in order to keep their power, because we could never see our principles and morals allowing us to go to that extent. However, we've also never been in a position where we have to protect the same type of things that they're protecting. I'm not giving it an excuse. I'm just saying, like, perhaps we need to open up our imagination to understand what the extent that a lot of these people will go to. To your point, talking about DC, think about it. You go to DC, if I'm in a powerful position, do I really think that I can trust you if I'm just bringing you on? Or is it a lot easier for me to just establish something that I can use to blackmail you down the line and keep you in line? Because eventually there's going to come a day where you're going to move in a different direction. You're going to feel like it. And I'm going to have to say, nah.
I got to keep control.
Remember when you first came to DC on that amazing trip? And you came and you left your family and you came to visit, and we had that girl in your room, and
the drinks were flowing, and
yeah. I mean, if you still want to continue your political career, I think this would be the right approach. I think, and I know that this is your plan, but we've curated something a little bit that we think would work best for you and work best for the organization and help expedite your growth.
Yeah, you get extorted. That's it.
Come on now. So that's all. Like this is simple. Like people do this on every level.
Yeah, in the music industry, in the movie industry, in football. Let's not forget Joe Pa with Penn State, with all them kids when they used to come over there, and then they found out Joe Paterno knew. Is that his name, Joe Paterno? Joe Pot?
Yeah.
He all of a sudden they knew about the coaches, the Schultz, the USA Gymnastics. You're right. This shit happens on every level. I don't know why we acting different, as if politics was immune to these cats. Extortion is one of the strongest strategies to get what you want, because cats can switch up. Oh, you want to start on Saturday? Okay, let's make sure you know what I mean? Like, your grades better hit. You know what I mean? Or you want to go to the league? Well, you better make sure you show up. It happens in college football. Cats in there in the transfer portal because coach don't like him, or coach don't want him. I mean, we talked about that when I was up there with you. How a coach can get on one side, build this whole propaganda, have you fighting a battle for 20 years. Off of an opinion or decision he made when you were 17, 16 years old. That happens in college, high school football coaches. It happens on all spaces. It's just the just the same thing been going on for forever. You said
that's real. That's real. Think about it like this. What when we think about from the beginning of time, let's get biblical. From the beginning of time, what has been the greatest threat? And I don't want to say threat in a certain way. Perhaps threat isn't the right word, but I think people will understand what I'm saying. What has been the tool that can be used the most to compromise man's judgment?
Money. Power. Money, power. Give me a tip.
What has, women.
Well, you said biblical. Okay, that's where I was going next. That was the last one.
Women. And I'm not saying, and the reason why I said threat, I'm not saying that women are just scheming like that, and some are, but I'm not. What I'm saying is that when you think about Adam and Eve, when you think about Helen of Troy, when you think about all of these kingdoms, like, man has our lust for women, our lack of discipline has been like, that's the hardest thing for a man to control. We are naturally out here trying to seek lust, trying to seek, like, we're hunters, like, we're out here, like, you know what I mean? Like, we still resort back to that beastly nature. You know what I'm saying? So if we know this, then if the most powerful people are trying to control somebody, obviously they're going to use women.
That's the play.
Obviously, you're going to use women. You get these married men, you get these, that destroys everything. As soon as you got that dangled in front of them, they are willing to do anything to. You ever been caught cheating? You willing to do anything to get out of that situation? Anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Somebody going to use that against you. Like, yo, don't say nothing. I will give you.
Hey, I seen your man's. Yo, did you see? Yo, I saw what's the name over there. Don't say no, no. You're right. And even when I say money, if you take it back a little bit further, what does the money get you? The women. So you're right.
That's it all goes back, yeah. Because I saw a few people saying that, you know, money, the lust for money. I forget what it says in the Bible. Like, the lust of money is the root of all evils. I agree with that. But nothing threatens, nothing can control a man. Let's be real. A lot of people cool with being broke.
Yeah,
a lot of people hard cool being rich. Being broke.
Yeah, it ain't cool. Easy being rich.
You can accept that. You know, people. I think that if you put up some money in front of somebody and said, "Hey, if you do this, you know, we'll give you a bag of money." Obviously, that's going to influence a lot of people to compromise their morals. But in the moment, when it comes to a woman, like, I can't see anything more powerful than that. I can't see anything more powerful than that. So, ladies, if y'all got a man that is committed to y'all,
hold on tight.
Hold on tight, and do whatever it is that you can to make sure that that man is satisfied. Happy wife, happy life. All right, cool. You can buy into that if you want. I'm not. Hey, to each their own. But I wish that more. And this is what I always go back to this conversation. This is what I wish that more dads were honest with their daughters about. I wish that more dads were honest with their daughters about how hard it is out here to have that discipline when it comes. Neither here nor there. But could you imagine if Granddad, if Pop had Tinder, had Instagram and social media? Pop had a family down the street. Could you imagine if he had access to it? Never mind. I don't want to get into all that. But
it's the love of it's the women.
Come on, man. Let's so speaking of the Epstein files, Thomas Massie, he's been the person that Donald Trump has gone against when it comes to Republicans for a very long time. Thomas Massie has voted against a lot of the things that Trump has been lenient on, or when Trump compromises in a lot of these ways. Thomas Massie is not the guy that's just going to lean in the direction of Trump because it's Trump. He's not going to be the person that just, you know, how some people are, well, you know, we're all doing it. So, you know, let's just get on board. That's not Thomas Massie. That's why they can't stand Thomas Massie, because going back to what you said a few shows ago, he's the checks and balance when it comes to a lot of this stuff. See, people that stand on principles and that are willing to hold people accountable and not just accept and go along with what everybody else is doing because there's going to be something better personally for them. That's what a lot of these politicians do. He's not that. You may not agree with everything that his policies, but one thing that I do see when it comes to Thomas Massie, it doesn't seem like he's willing to compromise on what he actually believes. So let's take a look at this video. He's discussing Trump, discussing the Epstein files, and see what y'all got to say.
Well, he got tired of me winning, so he joined our side. I have no animosity toward him. Well, he got tired of me winning, so he joined our side. I have no animosity toward him. I regret that it got personal for some folks, but it never has for me. It's always been about the survivors.
What do you make of this reversal? I mean, after months of fighting you.
Well, the Speaker, the Attorney General, the FBI Director, the President, and the Vice President could have saved us all this time and embarrassment, frankly, for our own party if they'd just done the right thing 4 months ago.
Do you believe him, Congressman? I mean, for weeks he's been pushing against this. Now he says he supports it. Do you buy it?
He's only supporting it because the President told him to support it.
No,
that's what Mike Johnson does.
No, I'm talking about, do you buy President Trump saying that he wants the House to pass this resolution?
Oh, and hold on. I got to acknowledge. No, we were a little late on the chat. So all of the chats, they said that it was women. But we give y'all credit where it's due. Y'all picked up what we was putting down. It's women. It's women. Let's keep going a little bit.
Well, I'm concerned that now he's opening a flurry of investigations, and I believe they may be trying to use those investigations as a predicate for not releasing the files. That's my concern.
You think they'll try to block it?
Well, they will. I'm afraid they're going to try to use a provision of the law that allows you not to release these materials if they're subject of an ongoing investigation and the release of which would harm the ongoing investigation.
So what do you think this is all about for President Trump? First he was blocking this, pushing Republicans to block this for so long. Now he's reversing course, and he has the power to release the full files anyway.
Well, it's pretty simple. For 4 months, he thought the best thing for him was to keep the files secret, and somebody convinced him that the best thing for him was to release the files. And if they're serious about it, they should release them right now. It's that simple.
Release the files.
Yeah.
Release the files. Like, and what? All right, so this goes above and beyond Trump. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that right now there's so many Democrats and Republicans that just don't believe in the government, that are not fanatics the way that we've been in the past, or are just not. Now, the majority of people are still going to just, hey, I grew up a Democrat. My mom and dad were Democrats, so I'm going to vote Democrat. Or I grew up a Republican. We vote for whoever. There's going to be a lot of people on both sides that just do that. But there's also going to be, and I think what's creating, or what a lot of these issues are creating, and perhaps it's the Myrons, perhaps it's the Candaces, perhaps it's the Nick Fuentes, perhaps it's the Tuckers, that are less concerned with left versus right, or this is us versus them. No, actually, let's just talk about the issues. It's not just aligning yourself with a political party. There's a lot of people that are so disappointed in these politicians. Maybe we will wake up. Maybe there will be a big enough threat to say, hey, we're no longer we may not even show up and vote in huge numbers at this next presidential election. People may not vote. People may go for that third party candidate. Maybe this is the opportunity now that we have to have that checks and balance of a third party more than we've ever had. Maybe this is what it'll come to, because there's an opportunity in all of this. There's a huge opportunity in all of this. And right now, with the social media, with the news outlets, because think about it. Who was one of the biggest proponents in making it so hard for a third party to have a legitimate chance? It was these news outlets. These news outlets, when RFK Jr. was running, here you got these news outlets covering certain stories about RFK Jr. digging up his dirt and all this other stuff. It was the news outlets. But now that we are stepping away from these news outlets and they're getting called out for a lot of their hypocrisy and how they cover certain topics, now is an opportunity for us to really lock in and say, you know what is best moving forward? Let's change the way that we've seen these things happen before. And let's move forward with a unified America first agenda. That's what I see. Hold on. So Captain, you may have just given us the best segue that we could have asked for. So Captain wrote, I'm a black lefty that loves Nick Fuentes. What does that say about our country right now? And that's interesting because Vons, who is a Democrat, Devon, who always, my bro Vons that I grew up with, who y'all always see, supporting a lot of the Democrats. Nothing wrong with that. But Vons wrote something like about Nick Fuentes when we were reviewing his video the other day, saying like, yo, Nick seems to be pretty balanced to me. See, they're trying to present Nick as like this radical rightist. And I'm going to show y'all a video of why they portray him that way and how a lot of his rhetoric, jokes, however you want to decide, makes it easy for a lot of these neoconservatives and some Democrats, but Democrats aren't doing it as much, to paint Nick Fuentes as a racist. So remember I told you earlier that I was going to have you look at this video. So I want you to check out this video. Let me see if I can find it, of Nick Fuentes. And this is why a lot of people have issues with him and will call him a racist. And just a heads up, the N-word is getting ready to be used. So if you are offended by the N-word to the point where you don't even want to hear it, this would be the time to put it on mute, and we'll wave to you and let you know when you can tap back in. But don't leave. Thought I was going to say to leave. Nah, don't leave. All right, so let's take a look at this. And I want to get pay attention to BK's face as we're watching this. Pay attention to BK's face, because I want to see if he's able to just pay attention. All right, let's keep it going.
Bill, but in this case, it's reversed. Take the blue pill. Fuentes.store. This hat.
Hold on. I want to fast forward.
Also get the shirt.
Maya.
The shirt is Wang Half. That stands for white ass nigga going hard as fuck, because that's what we are. That's what we all are. They treat us like niggas. They try to throw us out. Mark Levin, to us, we're just niggas to him, We're just some YNs out here in the streets. But we're also white and we're going hard. We don't care. Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, we don't care. Wang Halfs are running wild. Wang Halfs are going crazy. They're putting chalk. Nick Fuentes is right about Israel at Stanford. They're at Heritage. They're in the White House. The white ass niggas going hard as fuck are running wild. The
Yo!
Over. And you can't control them. They're going hard. You can't stop. You cannot silence them. Fuentes.store. Check that out. Also,
so remember when I said you want a Wang Half shirt? What do you think? Are you offended? Do you feel like you should be offended? Are you upset with yourself because you're low key not offended, but you feel like you got to be offended just to have that black card in you? What are you thinking? There's a lot of
shit is hilarious, bro. That shit is hilarious. What the hell? He really got a shirt that says white ass niggas going hard as fuck? Yo, he gonna get somebody beat up. Yo, he wildin'. He gonna set the folks up, bro.
Unc said he's offended.
He gonna get somebody.
What are you thinking? I want to know what people are thinking when they hear this.
He gonna get somebody's punched in the face, bro.
So Tube said, real and stand up. You don't need to be black to be a real.
Let's go. It's things has changed.
I know you.
Man.
You don't even know what you're trying to figure it out in your head. I see you.
Yeah, this joint. This is crazy.
So Bond said, "Hell yeah, he's offended." Let me give my perspective.
He really sat down and created this. White ass niggas going hard as fuck. We just getting treated like niggas.
Antonice, what you think about it?
Oh man, he going crazy.
He gonna get somebody. Anthony said he gonna get somebody.
Yeah, he gonna get somebody touched.
Dude, let me put it to you like this. I don't understand why people would want to follow someone that promotes this idiocy. My phone, I had something covering it.
Oh man, he wowing.
All right, so let me address all of y'all. Tell y'all why y'all all wrong. Nah, let me stop. I'm not gonna say that. Let me address point by point. He's not gonna get anybody's ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing. Black people, stop playing. Stop acting like y'all tougher than what y'all really are. The only people that black people are trying to beat somebody's ass are other black people. So let's get that understood from the jump. Y'all not willing to jump out the window and be passionate about anything else, and he gonna get somebody's ass beat. Who gonna do it? You gonna do it? Is that what you're suggesting be done? So let's get that established. And maybe there will be some videos of people, seeing somebody walk around with these shirts, and it is what it is. If they get there, if you get beat up by wearing that shirt, that's on you. You know what shirt you're wearing. You know what possibly can come your way. But imagine if we had this same emotional energy that we just felt by Nick Fuentes getting triggered. Imagine if we had that same emotional energy when it came to other situations. Imagine if we had that same emotional energy when it comes to the demonic poison that a lot of our rappers and all these black people are putting out that got us killing each other. Imagine if we got more offended by that than what Nick Fuentes said.
You're right. You're right.
But everybody's upset with Nick Fuentes. I'm offended because Nick Fuentes used the N-word. Didn't they create it?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You use it all the time.
Yeah, I gotta stand on it. You're right.
So I'm not saying that people shouldn't be offended by it. But what I'm just saying is this is how easy niggas can be controlled.
You're right.
Getting offended by Nick Fuentes. I listen to this and it is hard. I'm gonna be at first. It's like I really felt like I should be upset. I listen to it and I feel like I should be mad. I feel like I should. You can't be saying that. And and this is what I say every time at the show when we're giving an opinion on this. When I'm giving an opinion on this, I wish that Nick stopped using this rhetoric. I don't want Nick to have this type of shirt. You're getting distracted. You're trying to appeal to your base. See, this is what I think Nick's doing. He's trying to appeal to his base because he got blackballed for so long for saying certain things. And the people that were rocking with him, those are the people that like saying the N-word, the geeks, the clowns that grew up in school who probably got picked on or whatever else. And now you feel like you get a certain boost in your testosterone by calling people nigga and all that stuff. I see it in the group message that I'm in with Nick. It's like, y'all just like using this term because it empowers you because you're just insecure and you're angry at everybody else. So it's easy to punch down on black people. I do acknowledge that. I do acknowledge all these things. So I think, Nick, it's silly for him to be using this stuff. It's silly for him to be using something where a lot of black people would be supporting a lot of the things that Nick says, but he makes it so easy when he does stuff like this, when he says the N-word in other areas, he makes it so easy for him to be labeled in a certain way. Nick knows people are emotional. Nick, you know people are emotional because that's why you have the shirt in the first place, to appeal to the emotions of the disaffected white young men that you feel that you're standing up for. So knowing that you understand how emotions work, why would you try to offend other black people's emotions? Well, I'm not giving him a green light on any of this stuff. But what I'm saying is I'm talking to different people at different times. Black people, y'all getting overly emotional over this. All right, what else do you get overly emotional over? What else are the things that you get overly emotional over when you run to the ballot and you vote for Joe Biden? Who do you think has ruined more lives, Joe Biden or Nick Fuentes? Do you think that with Nick Fuentes having that wing half shirt on, do you think that destroys more lives than black people? Or do you think Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, y'all favorite president, the one that had the saxophone in the office in Harlem, and y'all called the first black president, when they put that crime bill in order and destroyed all these black families and took the fathers out the household, do you think that ruined more lives? But see, we don't emotionally get triggered by Joe Biden because he does what he pimps us. He says nice things to us, but then does something that destroys our lives. But we get emotionally upset with Nick Fuentes. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't. Nick Fuentes shouldn't be saying this stuff. Shouldn't be saying it. Shouldn't be saying it. But I'm just calling out both sides of it. I'm just calling out both sides of it. When I hear him say that, do it. Okay. Yo, stop saying that. Like you say all the time, bro, you wouldn't say that in front of a bunch of black people. So don't say that here. You know what I'm saying? But it's just an example of how people can get emotionally triggered. And I think that Nick's using it in an immature way. And I think that should be deadened. That should be stopped. But I also laugh at people who get so emotionally caught up in this stuff where it's like, damn, you really offended by that? You really allowing what this little white boy said to get you so mad and all that other stuff? It's like, yo, all right.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of thoughts that come to mind. It's just a lot of thoughts that come to mind.
I didn't see that coming.
And Critical Thinking wrote, I will keep my opinion on this one to myself. No, don't keep your opinion. Say it, because you know what? This is what also bothers me. We really acting like white people don't use the N-word. This is why, if you're going to use it, be willing to use it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it at home in the protection of your bubble, use it out in the open. I don't know.
Yo. Yo.
So John wrote, did you see that comment?
No, put it up.
He wrote, I only use the N-word to describe white people that steal or act aggressively.
Oh man. Yo. Somebody you see Tube Savage?
Wait, is it coming through very loud when I'm talking? My fault.
No, you were good.
I thought somebody may be trolling me.
Tube Savage got me weak.
What did he write? Highlight it.
Tube Savage talking about on how black you had to be to say.
Bro, somebody asked me, didn't somebody asked me in the chat the other day, right? Can I say, you can say the N-word all you want. Just like you can say anything else you want. But you can't determine how somebody's going to react to it. Yeah. And then the question is, why are you so excited to use that word?
Yeah, like what gets you off? Like,
why are you so excited to use that word?
Get you going.
And perhaps this is a lesson for black people. Black people, understand that the entire world sees us, y'all may not admit it, as some of the coolest people on the planet. Our culture is I'm talking about black Americans. I'm not talking about because different. I'm talking about black Americans. We are seen as some of the coolest people. We dictate culture around the world. Everywhere you go, people want to dress like the hip hop culture, want to talk like it, use the slang, all this stuff. Use that to our advantage. Let's use that in a positive thing. Like, how are we the coolest people, but the brokest? How are we the coolest people and allowing everybody else to monetize on our coolness, but we just sit back and just take it? We just allow ourselves to get pimped out. So I don't know where I'm going with this combo, but I just wanted to play that because we got to be fair. We got to play both sides of it, because I play a lot of Nick Fuentes where I don't play a lot of the wild rhetoric that he may use. So to be totally fair, I gotta be able to show both.
Yeah,
I gotta be able to show both. I gotta show both. And the shame of it all is that this will be used to prevent people from ever getting exposed to him and the policies that he could be promoting that could be very unifying rather than creating division.
Yeah.
So, but if you're going to use it, if you use it in your regular life, use it on the job.
Yeah.
Use it everywhere. If you're going to use it, all that secret stuff and all that, that's corny. That's corny, because what it shows is that you know that you shouldn't be using the word, but you still want to use the word because it gives you some sort of, I don't know, dopamine hit or whatever it's given. You know what I mean? I don't know why people are so excited.
It's infatuation. Yeah. It's like genuinely an infatuation. John Teach Hermano hit him with but stand on it.
Yeah. Maybe we should be giving out, if people want to use it, like how Trump, the gold card. You know how Trump made the gold card, which was that it allows people to bypass the process of becoming citizens. Yeah. So
like
maybe
100 bands.
It. They want to use it. Hey, Nick, we need 15%. We need 20% of all profits, whatever it is. No, all revenue. Forget profits. I don't know what we'll use it. I don't know. I'm just joking a bit, but it's just we need some more voices, man.
Anthony said it adds season to the sentence.
It adds season to the sentence.
Yeah, yo, it kind of do when you put the nigga on the end of it. It just sound more polished. Like it just kind of like a heavier. It's like it just hit harder when you put that joint on it for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? Shit, it just hit so much harder when you put that on it. Anthony, you crazy with that one.
Hey, and we also gotta look at, he was talking about Mark Levin and a lot of the neocons. He said they treating us like some niggas. Like, yo, people felt that.
Like, oh man.
Aside from the t-shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People felt that.
Yeah.
They treating us like some niggas out here. Like, they like some YNs. Like,
Yo, he not stupid. He not gone, bro. He know what's going on.
And he knows the black culture. I don't know what black people Nick has been around, but if you watch a lot of his shows, he's been around black people.
Yeah, to just know the YN terminology, like that ain't just I was running with some black folks. Like you around some cats with a couple masks on with a Nike Tech for you to just be like, oh, there's some YNs right there. Like, yo, he going crazy, bruh. He going so crazy with this. The seasoning comments, y'all, is hilarious.
So this is, hold up. Phyllis brought up a point. The word has lost its effect. My friend literally calls everyone, it's lost its punch. Is this the same thing when it comes to anti-Semitic? Is this the same type of energy?
Are we going down that journey?
Is it the same thing where it's like, bro, not even like you call somebody anti-Semite, all right, whatever. Like we're not even okay.
We ain't off that.
I'm anti-Semitic. Cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like the word has lost its thing. I guess in large part. I mean, are we responsible for that? Are black people responsible for the word losing its luster? I don't even know what you want to call it.
Yo, no, but you right. Like she said, it's guys, and we not condoning this. So don't look at just because we showing all our teeth to this. Don't mean we want you to go outside and go stand on business. We don't want you to stand on something that you're not ready to make sure like you able to handle what that means. Like you say certain stuff around certain people, you can get a reaction that was unwarranted. And you can call the cops. Ain't nobody gonna save you. Like that's just what it is. everybody ain't got the type of self-control that we may be expressing or showing or speaking about. So that's why we preface this with a caution label saying, look, that N-word can get you dropped and popped, but we are also calling a spade a spade. Where are those people at? So in case you do be on that type of time, don't say it behind closed doors. Don't say it when you rapping Future or Lil Baby. Like, if you interested, like, just don't even ask. Just stand on it. Like, just bring that type of energy, and you're gonna see. But this is to put a shirt out and says, what is it again, Dak?
White half.
Yo!
You ain't gonna get me to say it. Don't try to get me to repeat it. You know exactly what it says.
Yo, he is a wild. This is that Kanye. It's that shock factor.
Yeah.
This is that yay. This is what sell your joint out.
Yeah.
Real quick. You can't win doing it that. This is that Trump factor. They all taking a page from this same book where it's like, we gon' hit them with something that they wouldn't even think that they gonna be so busy pushing our brand because they're upset with it through the algorithm, and then our content or our clothing is gonna find the people that do resonate with it. It's a tactic. He ain't wild. He not going up on Ye and talking like that, y'all. This is marketing at its finest, bro. If you can get people's emotions behind your brand, then they will push your brand for you. What we're not realizing is that when he's able to do something like this, Black people will also push his brand by speaking on it, engaging with it, being triggered by it.
Look at what we're doing.
Yeah, we talking about it. Say somebody go outside, he wear that shirt, somebody pop their shit, stand on business. That clip gets on the gram, viral. Like, it ends up pushing the brand further than any bit of good he could do in the community. And then when they get in office, like Trump did, he gonna switch up. And y'all got bamboozled. Y'all done sold out his whole fleet, his whole container. He up now, up there with the big boys, and he gonna run the same Trump play.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna get the protection. His family gonna be protected. He gonna have the bread, and you girls still gonna be crying about the eggs is too expensive. That's what's gonna happen. So we've seen this one happen too many times to act like we don't know that this crossover is how they run the play. Give them the shock value, talk crazy to the politicians, talk crazy to the news, wild out. Charlottesville all over again. All that this, all that, rush the riot, and then when niggas get in office, they switch up.
I agree. So Unc brought up a point. I believe that younger people would have a different opinion if they had to grow up during the time of Amos and Andy. I don't know when Amos and Andy is, Unc, but are you saying that you grew up in a time that the time that you grew up in makes you more offended by it? Is that what you're saying? Because when I think about my parents, I don't know if they grew up in a time where, you know, they were getting called the N-word and stuff like that. I've never had that conversation with them, or they've never said that to me. So I don't know. But is that what you're saying? And then my question is, if that's the case, then why did you allow your kids to say it? Why do you say it? Why is I'm not saying you in particular. If it's such an offensive thing to say, and we know that people are going to say it, especially when they're hearing us use it every sentence, then if it's so offensive to our ancestors, then why are we using it? Why did we take the word and turn it into a term of endearment? I'm just asking, because there's no way that you're going to be able to say something over and over and think that white people aren't going to say it. It's not realistic. So you can have that type of energy where you're offended, where you punching everybody in the face that has, you know, that wing half shirt on, but that may not be the best outcome for your life. Now, you may say that you're standing on business. All right, cool. We'll see where that gets you. But somebody wears that wing half shirt around me, nothing. You're not going to get a reaction from me. And that's what I'm hoping happens. That's what I'm hoping happens. Now, obviously, it depends on the energy. You know what I mean? Like, if I feel like you're trying to threaten me, play with me, that could be a different situation. But, bro, you're not getting no response out of me. If this goofy white boy want to wear a Wang Half shirt, that's going to be what I'm thinking in my mind. Yeah. I'm not going to, bro, you're not going to trick me out of my, bro. You're not going to trick me out of this. But this is the same emotional energy that black people always respond to. I saw a clip. Matter of fact, I should play this clip of the Grambling State. You saw that Grambling State fight with the football team?
I did not see it, but I saw a clip of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
So it was the same Grambling, or it was the Grambling fight in some school. And the coach got up there afterwards and he said, "We gonna meet disrespect with disrespect." And I'm like, this is a coach, a leader of young men. And now you gonna meet disrespect with disrespect.
It's up.
That's the message that you're giving. That's what you're telling those kids.
That ain't the play.
All this emotional energy, bro. Get over all that stuff, man. Matter of fact, speaking to what Unk's point, Unk, our ancestors had to be called that words, and they couldn't respond.
That's true. That's very true.
They couldn't respond. We live in a society where if you go back to even how we were living in Jim Crow, when people were getting called these names,
you couldn't react.
Successful in America than we are right now, because we are so emotional. Everything we do, we are controlled with emotions. Everything. So all that getting offended, y'all get offended if y'all want. I don't care. I don't care. You offended. So what you doing about it? What you doing? Are you offended by white people saying the N-word? So what you doing about it? You going to uplift the black community? What's the only response that you can get? The only response is success. Succeed. Succeed. Win. Don't get tricked off into reacting in an emotional way. Don't get tricked off into getting caught up with what somebody says or what somebody, that is emotional female energy. Getting all and I'm not saying that anybody in particular is doing that, but what I'm just saying is all that emotional energy, bro, knock that off, bro. Knock that off. Because half the people saying that, oh, this would happen, you wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't do anything. The only time we're ready to really do something to somebody is if they look just like us. Stop.
That's when we're ready to spin.
Come on, bro. Listen, man.
Hilarious.
And there's some white niggas out here too.
Who the white YN? Dak?
A white YN.
Give me a white YN that you got.
I'm trying to think of the most ignorant white person that I can think of right now. Trump a nigga.
Okay. Trump a YN.
Trump a YN, yo. Shoot. Trump, I don't know what Trump is, but there's some, bro, it depends on what your definition of it is. It depends on what your definition of it is, I guess. This is exactly how I feel with Ant said. They won't get a reaction, but I'm thinking that they're losers and regard them as such. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, bro. Don't get Dave Portnoy. He definitely one of them. I don't know. But the message to Nick is, Nick, stop saying this goofy stuff. Like, stop it. You're better than that. You're moving to a position to where you got an opportunity to really do something. If you really care about America first, then you got to get off of all this fake white nationalist. Like Nick tries to, he tries to play. He straddles the fence. He straddles the fence with a lot of this stuff because he's always concerned with keeping it real to his base, the same way a lot of us may be concerned with, well, I got to say something about this white boy saying nigga because I got to keep it real with my base and who I am. Nick's doing the same thing, and it's corny. It's corny. All of that stuff. All you're trying to jump out there and say certain things. You know how people are going to emotionally react to this thing. So just stop saying it. You got a following. The goofy people that follow you that are intrigued and are excited when you drop the N-word, those are the people that are going to follow you regardless. So if you're really trying to push for America, like you always say, and it doesn't matter about skin color and all these other things you say on one show, But then later on in the show, you'll say, yeah, European white culture. That's what I want to bring. Be consistent, bro. Be consistent. And like you said, stand on whatever it is that you actually do stand on. So that's the energy that I got with it.
Okay. That was good. I like that segment there.
So are you buying the shirt?
I can't say I'm not buying the shirt. I'll tell you that.
You really
I'm
thinking
not,
about
yeah,
it.
okay. I didn't know if you wanted me to handle that in a type of unbiased approach, but I'm not copping that shirt. I'm not copping that shirt. That's beyond too much for me.
He got to stop with that, man. Well, he doesn't have to stop. He can do whatever he wants, but you're gonna miss out on you're gonna compromise where the movement can go, in my opinion, by trying to appeal to the lowest IQs in your following. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. So to each their own. To each their own. To each their own.
Yo, the wine.
Glay, the people want to know.
What if I'm gonna cop? Nah, I'm not copping, y'all. I'm not copping.
They want to know. Tell them about Misinformed.
Does the dude on? Oh yeah. I got a page, y'all. It's called Misinformed. Me and Dak are gonna actually pick up on something starting next week. We'll have more details later on the week here, but yeah, I'll drop some in the chat for y'all to subscribe if y'all interested, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, definitely, yo. The goal is to get BK on as out there in the world as much as possible, man.
Yeah,
BK always got a dope perspective on stuff. So this is I'm glad that we're just building everything together, and there's a lot of y'all so that we want to build with together. So Antonice, we've tapped in with Ant, who's done one of the shows, but there's a lot of people, and I've actually been reaching out to a few people that want to join and that want to be on panels, give their perspective. So the more the merrier. That's how I look at it. Like, these are just conversations. Nobody owns these conversations. Everybody give your perspective, and it's a safe space to be able to share whatever it is that you're feeling on these topics that we're all going through. So drop the link. Oh yeah, drop your link, bro. Drop the link for the
podcast. I put it in there, and then I just highlighted it.
I don't know. I don't see it on here, bro.
Oh, I didn't put it in the chat. Oh,
nah,
okay.
Yeah, but you gotta put it in the chat.
So would I go to private?
No. Put it right in the message chat that you just used to when you wrote that. Thanks for the support, everyone.
You can't write in that. From my angle, I can't write in this chat.
Really?
Nah, it says sending messages is only supported for host. But I went in through my phone and wrote it on it, and then you can probably so people can see it. But yeah, they won't let me write in it.
All right, I'll try to change that. Come on, bro. We gotta have you on here. I'm trying to change it right now. All right, this is what I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Text me the link.
Okay. You see it? I highlighted it. Do you see it? You don't see it?
Hold on. What's highlighted? It just says thanks for the support, everyone.
Oh, well, yeah. That's why I figured they could just go to that. That's the app.
Oh, the app, bro. You got to give people a link to click. Oh. They're not about to type in all this other stuff. Nah. That's what they're asking for. They're asking for the link. Hold on. I'll get it on here. Hold on.
Okay.
YouTube.
Nah, I'm dead.
Misinformed. Nah, bro. People want to just click. All that searching.
They're not off that.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I could. Here we go. Come on, man. Tap in with bro.
Tap in, y'all.
All right, we're going to get ready to wrap this up. All right, let me put it on the screen.
All right.
So click that link. Matter of fact, do it right now.
Yeah, show love.
Right now. Go there real quick. I'm looking at, I'm gonna see if we should see the followers go up right now.
Oh, in real time in 4K.
And be able to and you guys can tap in with some of his BK got some good content on there. A lot of these good combos that he's been having.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna be doing more on his pod as well.
For sure.
And bringing now that we can do all these collaborations and stuff. So let me see. Can I even get out of here? Here we go. All right, let me hide this. All right. And we're also going to be doing some holiday giveaways too. So we're going to be using actually the Wang Have shirts as a holiday giveaway.
Oh, Anya told me that there is such thing as a Giving Tuesday. It's
It was yesterday.
No, I think she said it's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is called Giving Tuesday.
Oh,
No?
it's the one after. I looked it up and it said November
Oh.
18th.
Oh, okay, you're right then. I didn't look. I didn't question. I just assumed.
No. I mean, hopefully there's another one.
Okay, yeah.
Shoot, we can make every Tuesday. We can have our own Giving Tuesday.
Yeah, true.
Shoot. All right. Queen's interested in them cribs, that the crib flips.
The cribs. Okay, we're gonna get into the motion. We're gonna definitely start giving that.
Man. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to Tube Savage, because Tube Savage was the one that led that off. So
thank you, Tube Savage. Appreciate that.
All right, man. If it's okay with y'all, do us a favor. Like. We're getting ready to get into the most important part of the show, where we're gonna do our breath work. This is gonna be one of those shows. Usually I don't go back and watch the shows. I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch this one. Make sure I ain't say anything crazy.
Oh yeah.
I always look down when my dad just texts me. So hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So my dad told me Amos and Andy was a black TV show that depicted some of the black people in a demeaning way. It highlighted some of their ignorance. Okay, so that's what Unc was talking about. Give your parents a hug, man. Give your parents a hug. Love, give your family some hugs. Give anybody that's supporting you, make sure that you're not taking it for granted. A lot of times we get to a position where we take things for granted, and until they're no longer here, or until certain positions are no longer here, whether it's a job, everything, approach every day with an excitement to go to work, an excitement to be around the people that we're fortunate to be around, an excitement. I talk to Maya all the time about, she gets to go into the city to work. Like, that's dope. Just going, you know what I mean? We used to watch movies of, going to New York City and working and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that would love being in the positions that we're in right now. So whenever I get a text from, or I see, people that are consistently tapping in, it just reminds me that, whoever is in our circle supporting us, that's why we're so appreciative of y'all as well. And to be real with y'all, we were joking about the giveaways when it comes to the Wang Half shirts, but we will be definitely over the holidays, just showing love to a lot of y'all that have just showed love to us. So yeah, that's just wanted to share that before we get into our breath work. So let's get into our breath work. Cuz you got this one, or I got it? I got it. You
got it.
All right. Get your breath work in. We're going to do our breath cycle, box breathing exercise, which is a 4-second inhale, in which we're taking time to actually feel positive energy being inhaled into our system. Then we're going to do a 4-second hold. Then we have a 4-second exhale, in which we're getting rid of all that negative energy. Another 4-second hold. And then we're going to repeat that cycle 4 times. So once again, like, and then we're going to get into our box breathing. If you're in a safe place, close your eyes. Let's be very intentional with this. We don't pay attention to our breathing, and we all read the studies and all this other stuff. We know it's important. So let's take this time seriously, and I'll stop talking and we'll get into it right now. So we're going to do a 4-second inhale. Ready, begin. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Releasing that negative energy. Hold. And then we're going to get ready for our last cycle. So really be intentional with the inhale, as far as inhaling that positive energy. Ready, go. Hold. Exhale. Get rid of that last bit of negative energy. Last bit, get it out. Hold. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. It doesn't go unnoticed. Shout out to Queens, man. OG housing compound. Hey, so on that note, Queens, we've been looking into with the OG Foundation, with the 501c3. How dope would it be to create this housing compound that serves the community, does all these amazing things, maybe has a community farm, all these things that we've talked about. And it'll actually be good. I'll connect y'all two offline as well, because Quee's been on this stuff, BK, as far as with the homes and us just like exploring different areas of investment properties. And it's kind of like we can hit it from a few different angles. But and Ant said, hold up, don't leave Ant out. Don't forget when you need an architect for all the housing needs. So that'll be dope. That's dope. Bringing people together. So, and then Unc, right? Let me read what Unc wrote. Life is hard if you look to make someone else's day half as nice. It's hard. Life is hard enough if you look to make someone else's day half as nice as you may want your own. You end up someone have a very good day. Always show love, but always show respect and honor. Just be yourself. All right. Yeah, definitely. That's a good message, Unc. That's a good message, Unc. I know that don't mean that you need to share a sandwich, but offer. Yeah, man, we got to be sharing everything. We definitely got to be sharing everything. I think people naturally share. I think when the reason why we tend to hoard and to not want to do what I think is natural, I know it may not appear this way, but I think naturally we all feel great when we're sharing what we have with others, and it's very rewarding. I think what may cause us to resent that is when it's forced upon us, or I don't know. And I'm not supposed to say I don't know, but I think that's what ends up happening. But yeah, let's show love. Let's be to everybody else what we want people to be to ourselves, and what can put humanity in a better place. So strength and honor, onward and upward. Let's make sure that we're being intentional with raising our standards to become better leaders, to grow into the people that we need to grow into in order to accomplish these amazing goals that we set out to accomplish. Let's stay focused. Let's stay principled. Let's make sure that we're being aligned with our morals and values. As I said, strength and honor, onward and upward. Let's get to that bag. So that's going to make sure that we have a proper focus. What's going to be our compass? What's going to be our directions, and making sure that we're aligned with accomplishing our purpose, living in our purpose, is striving for purposeful abundance and making that impact that we want to make on the world, that we like to call our personal legend. So the things that I like to focus on that serve as my guardrail and my compass: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. And of course, got to add that balance. And on that note, BK, I'll let you take us out. I'm gonna do what he did to me yesterday and not tell him that he's on mute. See, he ain't telling me the other day. Yesterday, he on the show.
No, when you're on mute, I can hear you. Because it's the show can't hear you. So I still heard you. But if Unc didn't say that, I wouldn't have known that, because me and you can always talk regardless if you're muted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's what happened yesterday. That's why I never noticed you was on mute.
So you heard when I just stepped away when Verizon was calling? You heard
No,
that?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that. I didn't hear that. But yesterday, I never stopped hearing you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bet.
But yeah, another, great episode. I think today we allowed some different emotions to be felt today. We had some, and I love Dak using the checks and balances. There were some situations that I personally would have just responded in a type of way, but it allowed me to see, B, you got to be consistent. You have to see things on both sides of the fence to truly make your decision from there. So, but a great episode. We had some great topics there. Yeah, man, just to attack the day. This week's flying. It's already Wednesday, yo. Tomorrow's Thursday. Golly. Yeah. So, but get ready, y'all. Thanksgiving next week. I know y'all gonna be eating right. Get your recipes right. If you don't know how to cook, go ahead and get that Popeyes fried Cajun turkey. Put in your order ASAP, and then let's go.
All right. So Finn wrote, honor is not found in the praise of others, but in the quiet choices you make when no one watches. Hold fast to what is just, endure what is difficult, and let your character be the proof of your worth. I love that.
That's good.
I love that.
That's spot on.
I love that, man. Ant said, had a blessed day, y'all. Finn also says, stand on business. Let your actions speak with certainty, unmoved by noise or doubt. For the one who governs himself with discipline and truth needs no audience, only the courage to do what must be done. Love that. All right. And as y'all always know, we always finish off. Where can I find it? Where can I find it? I see you wrote a quiz. We always finish off the show with quiz, giving off these fire emojis. So on that note, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.